Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be making for you the first soap in our holiday spectacular collection, and that is Silver Bells. This soap has been in our holiday collection since we have started making soap, and it will continue to come back if people continue to buy it. This year we had a really fun, cool winter themed design, so stay tuned and watch me make this Silver Bells soap. Alright everyone, let's get this Silver Bells soap making started. It is truly hard to believe that we are already to the point in our soap making calendar that we need to start making holiday scented soap, but we are. As I record this, it is October 15th, and these soaps that I am making part of our holiday spectacular soap collection will go live November 1st. We do like to do a holiday inspired collection in November, as you may know if you were around last year, and that's just to make sure that you all have your holiday soaps in time for the holidays. And then if you wanted to buy soap for gift giving and things like that, we have our fan favorites, which comes out in December, so you'll start seeing those videos in November. But the first soap that we wanted to make for our holiday spectacular soap collection is Silver Bells, and this one was around last year. It is scented with Silver Sparkle fragrance oil from Brambleberry, and it is a really delicious fragrance blend that is, I think it was like for a New Year's collection maybe once, but we use it for a kind of crisp, clean, holiday scented soap. So we'll start out, we'll blitz up all of our ingredients just like we always do. The one thing to keep in mind with this fragrance oil is it does discolor just a skosh to like a yellowish off-white. So if you're utilizing this, do keep that in mind. Once we have our soap batter to a nice light trace, I will mix in that fragrance oil and some kaolin clay. This fragrance oil has scents of clove, berry, orange, tonka, vanilla, and myrrh. The clove, even though it's the first scent note, is super light. So if you're not a huge fan of clove, don't let that dissuade you from checking out this soap or this fragrance oil. It is really always a great seller for us. Once that's passed through a fine mesh strainer, I will blitz this up, and you can see that soap batter turn that yellow color. The one thing that I kind of forget, but then I have to tell myself, is that this yellow color does fade just a little bit, so it is not actually going to be this kind of like almost school bus yellow, but you do have to keep that in mind when you're adding your micas, because they will not look how they look right now when you're adding them to the soap making. For the final design, I was kind of inspired by that kind of like clear, kind of gray blue winter's day. I was thinking like a day where it's gonna snow, but the clouds haven't rolled in quite yet, so you can smell that like snow smell in the air. That's what I was inspired by for this. So I went with a super pale gray color, and then I'm gonna go in with a kind of babyish blue color, knowing full well that they will discolor just a little bit because of the fragrance oil. And then I am doing an in the pot swirl, but only with those colors that the blue and the gray color. The uncolored soap base is actually going straight in the slab mold for a drop swirl. So it's kind of going for like a ghost drop swirl situation, where the two colors in theory that I'm doing a drop swirl with are very similar, and those are an in the pot swirl, so you get kind of a dual technique situation happening here, keeping in mind that this yellow color will actually go away, even though right now it doesn't look that way. And then I will just go in with all of that soap batter and do some really abstract drop swirls with it. I will then scrape out the remainder of this container and of the light gray colored container because we don't need them anymore, and I just want to get all of that soap batter out of the containers and into the soap mold. It just helps with cleanup a ton to get out as much soap batter as you possibly can. Once we have all of that soap batter in our slab mold, I will go in with our wooden dowel there and do some just little curly cues, some little swizzles all over the top of that, just to kind of spread out that soap batter that I scraped out of those containers there. And also I wanted to give it kind of like a really light, cloudy design on the top, just kind of like little wispy clouds. I will then go in with our bar spoon, and I am going to do some swoops here, some spoon pushes from one side to the other side of the soap bar, so it kind of gives that like raised effect on one side when we do end up cutting this soap up. This fragrance oil behaves beautifully for soap, for cold process soap at least, and it gives you a lot of play time to get designs for the inside of the bar, but it sets up kind of quickly enough that you don't have to stand around and wait before you can start doing a top design, because sometimes that is what we look for when we're selecting fragrance oils. We don't want to be standing around forever waiting for it to set up so we can do a top design. And then the final step is to add in some holographic eco glitter stars. So it's kind of hard to see in the video, but the little glitters I'm sprinkling on are actually star-shaped, hence the name. Silver sparkles, silver bells, kind of the same vibe that we were going for here. These do dissolve in water, which is great, so they don't stick around in the rivers, get in fish, that sort of thing. When I'm adding these, especially these glitter, I do keep in mind that since they're large, they do tend to fall off more easily. So always do like double what you actually think you need. We will then tuck this away for 24 hours, but we will not spritz it with rubbing alcohol because we don't want that to start dissolving the glitter before you, the end user, gets it. Set it aside for 24 hours, and then it is time to unmold and slice up, and you can see already that that yellow tone is basically gone. So it still is a little bit off-white, but definitely not as bad as what it was looking like. So do keep that in mind. Don't get too alarmed if you do try this, that will happen. And then we will just break this down with our slab splitter here, just so we can get everything put through Dorothy. We also thought that this was a fitting kind of introduction into the holidays because it's just more winter themed than like fully Christmas or fully any of those winter holidays. It's kind of like dipping your toe into the holiday season without it fully being there. And then we will break out Dorothy, and it is time to slice up the soap and see what our swirls looked like. And that is exactly what I'm going for. I don't know what myself and Zach were doing, but our cameras were not in frame for either the soap cutting or the filming. I was able to fix the first part a little bit in editing, but we're showing the soap to who knows who, the ceiling. But the design is beautiful, very light and swirly. Now that the yellow's mellowed out, it looks much nicer, and I am much happier. We are slicing these upside down to hopefully prevent the star glitters from falling off in the slicing process. But like I mentioned in the beginning, this soap, Silver Bells, along with all of our other holiday spectacular soap collection, will be available November 1st online and in person. So definitely check that out if you are interested. I do want to give a big shout out to Matt S, who is a new subscriber and also a new big ol' flamer. So welcome to the subscribers, Matt S. We appreciate you so much. Thanks to all of our subscribers as well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below your favorite holiday activity, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell icon. Thanks. Bye.